Hey, what's up guys? Hey, Gemini, and I wanted to do a review on WrestleMania 4. And I don't have the anthology. If you want to watch the uncut pay-per-view version, watch the anthology, because this Coliseum video here unfortunately does have cuts in it, and it's not as quality as the anthology. And this is one of those videos where I expect like low people to show interest and not really care, but this is just one of those videos that I want to make personally. This is one of the tapes right here that I absolutely adored when I was a kid, and adored it so much that years later when I became an adult, this is one of the tapes that I wanted in my collection. I mean, it's just awesome. The WrestleMania 4 tournament gets shit on all the time. WrestleMania 4 gets shit on all the time, but still, it's like no one can like badmouth this to me and get it over with me. So, and it's just kind of crazy. It's the first one. Let's see if I can get it out. I'm not no professional video maker or anything like that. That's obvious, Gemini, but I do share one thing, and that's a lot of passion for the industry and the sport. So there's my two tapes, of course, and the highlight of this tournament was the highlight of this event obviously was the 16-man elimination tournament featuring Hogan, Andre, Ted DiBiase, Hacksaw Jim Duggan, The Rock, Don Morocco, Dino Bravo, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, Greg the Hammer Valentine, Macho Man Randy Savage, Butch Reed, Bam Bam Bigelow, One Man Gang, Jake the Snake, Ravishing and Rick Rude. Okay, so in the first match, it started with Ted DiBiase and Hacksaw Jim Duggan. And let's see here. DiBiase and Duggan, and I remember this match. It was the first match of the tournament, and DiBiase went over with a little interference from Andre. Andre was ringside with Virgil. And the next match was Don Morocco, Dino Bravo, and Bravo got DQ'd, and Don Morocco went over, so he's be facing Ted DiBiase the next round. The next match was the Hammer and Dragon, and a lot of people thought that Ricky the Dragon Steamboat was going to win, but Greg the Hammer actually won. The next match was Macho Man with Elizabeth Looking Beautiful versus the National Butch Reed, and Macho won. And anytime Macho hit that elbow, it was a sight to be held. Next match was really an ugly match. It was One Man Gang and Bam Bam Bigelow, and then Ravishing Rick Rude and Jake the Snake. So going to the next round, you had Andre and Hogan, and they both wound up not winning. So that meant that the winner of DiBiase and Morocco got to go to the finals. And so DiBiase wrestled a damn good match versus a very tough Don Morocco and won. He slingshotted him off the ropes and got the pin. Greg the Hammer and Macho had a great match too. Hammer really pulverized Macho, but Macho wound up winning that match. And then One Man Gang, he got a bye to the quarterfinals because he won the first match versus Bam Bam. Bam Bam got counted out. So One Man Gang got a bye because Ravishing Rick Rude and Jake the Snake both got the time limit draw. So the next match, the quarterfinals, was DiBiase. And see, he didn't wrestle in that. The only match left was because DiBiase got a bye to the finals because the way the tournament worked out, because Andre and Hogan, neither one of them won. So DiBiase's in the finals already. And then Macho Man, who had already won 2 matches, he had to face a One Man Gang. And he wound up beating the Gang. It wasn't pretty. Gang got DQ'd. So now you're looking at DiBiase and Macho in the finals for the WWF tournament. So a lot of action. You know, you had DQs and people getting byes and all kinds of stuff. But in the end, the Macho Man wound up winning the title, if that all makes sense to you. But there was other great highlights of WrestleMania 4 too. Demolition won the tag team titles. They beat Strike Force. They had a 6-man tag, the Bulldogs and Coco Beware versus the Islanders and Bobby the Brain Heenan. And at the end of that, the Bulldog wound up chewing up Bobby Heenan and his dog jacket. Okay, the Warrior and Hercules had a really, really ugly match, and the Warrior wound up winning. It was not anything pretty, not anything memorable. They had a 20-man battle royal with Bob Uecker, Jesse the Body Ventura and Gorilla Monsoon all on commentary. And Bret Hart and Bad News Brown were acting like that they were going to be the co-winners, but Bad News double-crossed him and hit him with the Ghetto Blaster, which was a drop kick to the back of the head, and he wound up throwing Bret out. Bret got pissed and smashed the trophy all up, but that's all secondary. Every bit of that is secondary, because I've always said to this day that they should have had Randy Savage's. Hogan was the gate, but not on that day. That this was actually the first WrestleMania that was not all about Hulk Hogan. It was about another superstar, and it was the Macho Man, Randy Savage. It was about the Macho Man, and the Macho Man stole the show. He won 4 matches, defeating Butch Reed, Greg the Hammer, the One Man Gang, and Ted DiBiase. A very, very tough and rough and good Ted DiBiase in the finals. So this was an interesting event because it was the first time that WrestleMania was not all about Hogan, and another wrestler truly stepped up and stole the show, and that was Randy Savage. I mean, Hulk was obviously involved in the main event, but he wasn't the one that was leaving WrestleMania 4 tournament with the title. It was Macho Man. This was Macho Man's event. It truly is. So, like I said, people shit on WrestleMania 4 all the time, and that's fine. But this will always, and no matter what anyone says, this will always be one of my favorite tournaments. So this has been a review on a very, very great event, Gemini.